Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Great, lots of thumbs. What an introduction. Thank you so much. I'm sure you might have spoken to my team about that, but good morning, everybody. We're delighted to be here to spend just a little bit of time with you talking about Deliveroo Media, the RMN network that was launched just earlier this year. And I'm really thrilled to introduce you to Lucia. And Lucia will be my guest in this conversation over the next 15 minutes. So we don't have loads of time. We're going to do our very best to cram in as much content and useful observations as we can so that when you get back to the ranch next week, you've got something to reflect on. But would you like just to introduce yourself really briefly?
Quite ambitious. Hi, my name is Lucia Mastromauro. I've been at Deliveroo around 5 minutes, so bear with me. I've joined last month, trying to still get my head around things, but I'm happy to share anything that I've kind of gathered so far. My background is media tech platforms. Most recently, I was at WPP leading data and tech consulting, which now has gone into Choreograph. Before that, I was in ad tech players like Adform, Google. Before that, I was at eBay as an advertiser. I also built the publisher business at King, which is now Activision Media.
Thank you. So if we reflect on why you got into the commerce media space, why is it? What can you pinpoint a moment in time where you thought, yeah, that's for me, that's really interesting, and I can make a difference? Is there a moment or moments that stand out to you?
I wouldn't say it's a moment. I think thinking back to the, very much missed Steve Jobs, you connect the dots backwards, right? So my career has been navigating around the set of businesses which I think come together quite serendipitously into quick commerce. At eBay, I was the marketeer driving traffic, driving marketing for the site as well as our merchants. Then joined Google. I used to be an e-commerce consultant before eBay. I've been in ads for a very long time, data and tech and so on. So I think it's just the perfect combination of pretty much every role I've had so far. And there is such a enormous opportunity to innovate and kind of drive it forward at the moment. So I wouldn't say it was a moment. It was like, yes, finally.
Great. And then if you spin that into why Deliveroo, and you mentioned you've been there just a short time.
Who else? I mean, honestly, who else? Isn't it such a cool brand?
But is there something that stood out specifically with where they're on their journey, the opportunity for you personally? When you considered the role, what were the things that got you excited about it?
I mean, I've been a long-dated customer of Deliveroo, so I have a great affinity with the brand. I love the user experience. I've been seeing ads on a platform for a little while. I've always thought, wow, there's an opportunity to, expand, evolve this. Having spent a couple of years at King building their publisher business and playing with formats, I could really see the alignment there. As a platform, Deliveroo, has about 7 million active users a month, with about 300 million active orders a year. So the volume is there, the engagement is there, the data, the real-time intent, the real-time moment. Engaging with a consumer as a brand at a moment where that consumer is really focused on something that's really core to them, which is a meal, a food. I think it's a very powerful moment psychologically when we engage with things where our mindset is really present. I think that really maximizes the experience that you can have either with a brand or with a restaurant and so on. So I thought that there are enough pieces in here to really make something really great or expand something really great. And don't get me wrong, Deliveroo has been in ads for a couple of years. The activity in the platform is at scale. So it's about, how do we fine tune and really evolve it to a world-class business.
And being a loyal consumer and customer of Deliveroo, what was your favorite order? Where's your go-to order?
So I don't live in London anymore,
yeah,
which is a little sad, I would say, in terms of choices. London is amazing. I used to be in Kennington, but there is an amazing Italian restaurant not far from my place called Nonna's.
Yeah.
And it's truly a Nonna's food.
Okay.
It's like my grandmother's kind of parmigiana and everything.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's
there's
amazing.
the first recommendation for you. Okay, so let's flip the conversation specifically into media. And you talked about obviously 7 million active users, huge base, very sticky when they're in their app, and obviously are now using it for a range of needs and moments in their convenience mission. But when you think about Deliveroo Media specifically and the proposition that's been built, how is it unique? What makes it different versus the plethora of retail media networks that are now out there, both in big grocery space, in convenience space, in airspace, right? You've got airlines now operating retail media networks as well. What's the differentiator? What makes Deliveroo different, and why should brands consider it?
Well, I think it's the real value is engaging with that consumer in the moment that they're very present. Every order is an opportunity for a brand to really engage with their user, be it kind of top of the funnel, building your narrative, translating a story into that journey. But also for many brands, especially FMCGs and so on, it is an opportunity to get straight to the checkout as well. So it's that blend, I would say, of the power of quick commerce and the retail media data, and kind of being able to pull it up funnel and build your narrative. Now, we are in a space where a lot of retail media businesses are flourishing. I've been asked this before, like, why you versus others? I think it's a compliment, right? Retail media is a new kind of subsect of the advertising industry that really brings a lot of value to brands. I would encourage brands to engage with it more. It's not either or, don't be just one. I think Deliveroo will bring a lot of value to the right advertisers in the platform that are endemic, non-endemic, and FMCGs. But I'm very excited for the sector itself. I think we have a lot more share to come our way because of the value it brings to brands.
And if I then was to ask you, and put you a little bit on the spot here, on your observations so far, what has Deliveroo done really well with their retail media network so far? Obviously, it's something that's been active for a little time. And where do you see, I suppose, the big pockets of opportunity and focus for you and your teams and your partners? Are you building that plan? Are you clear on that plan? I suspect it might be a little bit of both.
I'm 5 minutes in. So I'm at the moment, I'm in deep discovery, literally going deep, both on the ads division, but also the broader business, and really understanding how we can further our journey as an advertising business in partnership with the core business. It is a very dynamic, innovative, the teams, have that attitude of play to win. Let's build something fast. Let's test and iterate. Let's innovate, which is very exciting to be. In terms of plan, I mean, Deliveroo has built an endemic business that by end of 2024 was quoted in the press. So it's a number I can share, that we got to about 1.4% of GTV. GTV is gross transaction value, so turnover. You guys can do the math. If you imagine all orders on Deliveroo, we have kind of built a business that by 2024 was averaging at 1.4% of that just on ads. That's significant. That's bigger than a lot of businesses in this space. It's in a journey to evolve its FMCG partnerships and kind of evolving how those businesses work with us beyond the retail, beyond the groceries side of the business, into embracing the advertising part of it as a one conversation. And non-endemic, I mean, if you are a finance business, if you are a beauty business and so on, it is a beautiful platform for you to engage the right consumer. The data that we can output it's really real time, and the history that we have with our consumers kind of tells us really what their intent not only in the moment is, but how they're kind of their journey has been with the platform. So working very closely with those brands allows us to really be very tailored, both for the brand and the consumer. And for us, user experience, consumer and brand experience is crucial.
And if I think about, I suppose, the pressures that I've seen within our retailers, the ones that we work with and also the ones that I talk to, there's this natural tension between trading priorities and making sure the sales targets are met, but equally the customer experience. From a retail media perspective, how do you see that playing a role in I suppose, ticking both boxes?
I mean, if you're building an ads business, doesn't matter what business you are in, your consumer needs to be the priority and user experience needs to be the priority. Otherwise, you break things along the way and you end up kind of going on a spiral down. For Deliveroo, that's very, very true. Our consumers, it is a marketplaces business where we have the consumer, we have the partners, and we have the retailers, but user experience at the core. And navigating user experience, you can create moments in the platform and the user experience and the journey that fit the right brand in the right moment. So for me, and I've really seen this at Deliveroo, the advertising business so far has really been built with a lot of flair in the platform, but also has enabled a lot of the endemic partners to really grow their business massively. So for me, one of the North Stars for the team is how do we evolve this into a bigger, larger advertising business that really delivers not simply to the brand and the partners, but also to the consumers, because advertising does play an important role for a consumer as well.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask a question to the audience if I can. So if you're comfortable and if you're a brand, would you put your hand up for me, please? So there's a few of you that sort of made yourself visible. I understand why maybe you don't want to be totally visible. We've got brands in the audience. I suppose as the lead on Deliveroo Media, what would be your ask to brands and obviously clearly partners and agencies out there? What would you ask of them when they look at Deliveroo Media and the opportunity it presents? Opportunity to ask something from them.
I mean, come talk to us. Let's co-create together. I think there is a lot already there for you to experiment with. Give us a lot of feedback. I would love to understand what your wish list for a category like ours as we kind of further develop the proposition. I think don't think of it as just being a performance platform. It does deliver direct performance, sure, but it's also a place to tell your story. Don't think of it just as an endemic and FMCG kind of fit. We are experimenting more and more with non-endemic brands.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm very excited to create some interesting thing. It is a very fun brand. We play a lot with PR, so we would love to also hear from brands that want to be a little bit more sassy out there.
Great. I mean, I'd reiterate that from an SMG perspective. We almost encourage ourselves to fail fast in this space because you learn quicker, right? And I think it's such an exciting territory, quick commerce, and certainly my experience from the brands that I speak to haven't quite truly figured it out themselves yet. Some have teams in place to support the opportunity, some don't. But I think certainly from the interactions I've had with the Deliveroo team, they want to co-create. They want to work together to create something meaningful. And any partner that's wanting to work that way, I think Lucia and the team offer a brilliant opportunity to do so. So I've just got one more sort of formal question before we get into some of the softer stuff. And thank you for being so honest and transparent so far. We've talked about the proposition today, I suppose where it's going to go in the short term and your plans and your objectives for Deliveroo Media in the future. But if we're looking further ahead, let's say 5-10 years, what do you see to be true? What would success look like?
5-10 years. I mean, Deliveroo has an amazing brand, right? I don't see how it's not going to be, something that every brand, thinks front and center in their plan. 3 years from now, 2 years from now, I think the world will take you by surprise anyhow. Yeah. 10 years from now, we might give the big titans in the platform world that run for their money.
And you never know, we might have won the lottery, and we might be on a beach instead of on stage.
I would have to play first, but yes.
Yeah. I'm sure you can buy tickets to Deliveroo.
I would say for sure, watch the space. The Deliveroo is a very ambitious, in the right way type of business, and the advertising division isn't simply a side unit to create further revenue for the business. We are very excited about building something different, relevant, innovative in this space.
Wonderful. And then we'll end on just a little bit of a softer finish. It's a bit of a would you rather, if you're ready.
Okay.
So we'll go quick round. So would you rather a tasty burger or a healthy salad? Where are you going? What are you doing?
Really, tasty burger.
Oh, come on, right? Everybody's nodding along to that.
I can always buy bigger jeans.
And for your vacation, would you rather lay on a beach or would you rather explore a city?
I would say a city with great food, or a boat that allows you to go from place to place.
And would you rather stay on the stage for another 20 minutes or would you rather get off?
I think there's a lot more people with interesting things to say as well. So, yeah, happy to answer any questions off stage.
All right. Well, look, we are out of time. A massive, massive thank you to Lucia for the honesty and transparency during that conversation. We will be available. My name's Lee from SMG. If you want to chat, come and grab us. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Cheers.